What's up everyone, this is FP6 bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Retro Cup, and today I'm going to be showcasing a team composition idea that kind of allows you to choose some different Pokemon if you might not have these particular Pokemon. So this idea of running a Ghost type in the lead, so something that's going to really hard counter those fighters, and then two Pokemon in the back that are weak to fighting. So this is definitely an example of kind of an ABB style team where the two Pokemon in the back are weak to the same typing. So in this particular team, I'm using Regirock and Greedent as my two Pokemon in the back, and I'm typically going to be safe swapping the Regirock. You can see I'm running Zap Cannon as the secondary charge move there to try to hit for neutral damage against the fighters. So I swap the Regirock, try to bait out any fighters in the back so my Greedent can roam free in the back. But you could run Trevenant in the lead, you could run Froslass in the lead. There's many different normal types or ice types that you could run in the back that are weak to fighting. But this team was really fun. To be perfectly honest, I had some very frustrating battles in this video because of the current state of the game. If any of you out there are playing on iOS, and you have the latest version of the game, 241, the version 241, it has been very, very laggy and really, really rough for me, especially the first day that I downloaded it. Now it seems to be a little bit smoother, but just be warned, we have a couple games in here where I received a loss when it should have been a win, and all sorts of fun lag. But if you enjoy these types of videos, make sure to leave a comment down below and like the video, and let's jump right into some of these battles. So Cofagrigus into Lickitung. This is absolutely terrible. Really hard counter here. I'm going to go into my Regirock, and it's met by a Medicham. This is also really, really bad. This is a very favorable matchup for Medicham. Now, if my Regirock was running the typical moveset of Stone Edge and Focus Blast, this Medicham would completely wall my Regirock. But since I'm running Zap Cannon, I am able to hit back with some nice neutral damage here. This forces the Medicham to actually have to throw a move and not be able to fully farm me down. I'm able to get to a last second Stone Edge here, but my opponent is very smart and they're keeping track of my energy, so they know that they can survive that. These battles were around the 2800 rating range as well, so I bring in my Cofagrigus, able to farm it down, stuck against the Lickitung once again, so I swap immediately, and this is why out of all the normal types, I really enjoy Greedent. This is one of the reasons right here. It is a normal type that has play against all of the other normal types because you're able to hit for neutral with Bullet Seed, and you're able to hit for super effective damage against the Ghost and the Psychic types with Crunch. So Greedent is definitely one of my favorite normal types. Obviously Zangoose being another normal type that I really enjoy in this cup just because of their play against the other normal types and the Psychics and the Ghosts. So you can see I'm able to get to another Crunch here. This is a non-stab Crunch from a very bulky mon, so I knew that it wouldn't take out the Froslass. But I'm going to swap right there and snipe it down with my Cofagrigus. And now I just need to do as much damage as possible to this Lickitung here. Gonna throw one Dark Pulse. I know I'll be able to get to two Dark Pulses, and then that will hopefully put the Lickitung low enough to where some Body Slams from Greedent will be able to knock it out. They cannot farm me all the way down. They have to throw energy. So despite receiving super effective damage from this Lickitung, Cofagrigus is actually putting up a decent fight, able to get to this last Dark Pulse here, and I need to swap so I do not get farmed down and give them extra energy. So I swap. I know this is going to be one Body Slam here, but I just need to get to a Body Slam on my Greedent, and we're able to get there and farm it down and take that game. Really tough team comp, but we're able to come back. Okay, Trevenant in the lead. This is a little bit unfortunate for Cofagrigus because you do get outpaced. And typically the Trevenants do bait Seed Bomb, but if you no shield the Seed Bomb, you're just going to be farmed down. So I do end up shielding it up. I do have Dark Pulse, which is 5 energy less than Shadow Ball. And I really tried to catch a Shadow Ball on my Greedent, but it did not work out. I am now stuck against an opposing Regirock. And if they're running Focus Blast, this is really bad for me. But let's see what they're going to throw here. They end up going for Zap Cannon, so they're also running Zap Cannon Stone Edge. I do think that is kind of a fun moveset of choice for this particular cup. I'm forced to go for the Crunches here. because a hit for neutral body slam would be resisted because of the rock typing there. Stone Edge knocks me out. I still have a Trevenant to deal with, a very healthy Trevenant, so it's not looking great. I cannot even overfarm that much either because it takes 11 turns for Regirock to get to a Stone Edge. It's very, very quickly. In the back is a Walrein, so I'm glad that I do have my my Regirock aligned with this. They go straight for the Icicle Spear, and that is such a smart play from my opponent because now it puts me in range of one Seed Bomb knocking me out. So I really like that play from my opponent. Very smart, and they even overfarm on their Trevenant. They're keeping great track of my energy. Seed Bomb takes me out. I have to farm this Trevenant all the way down, but unfortunately that Walrein is still so healthy, and even though Shadow Ball is a very strong move, Shadow Walrein is still has a decent amount of bulk to it. So you can see here, not enough to take out the Walrein, and then I'm going to concede the match there. Good game. Really well played from my opponent. Okay, another terrible lead here. Cofagrigus was not picking up the best leads during this set. Out comes a Defense Deoxys, so this is better for me than Medicham because these are non-stab counters. I go straight for the Zap Cannon here, and now I can just go for the Stone Edge. I really would enjoy having my Greedent lined up against the against that Lickitung, but we'll see if I get a shield here. They let it go. Okay, so I do have switch advantage, but what is going to come in now? They bring out the Lickitung once again, and I'm able to get to a Stone Edge. Regirock gets to these Stone Edges very, very quickly, and it actually ended up being a CMP tie. Holy cow. So they no bubble the body slam to get more farm. Great, great call. I bring out my Greedent here. And this is a fairly long matchup here just because these are two very bulky normal types. So you see me always over farming here because if they want to make a swap into something else, I want to have residual energy to be able to threaten that. I still don't know what's in the back quite yet. But I saw a Lickitung, I saw a DD. Gonna throw this body slam here, and they let it go down. It's a Kanto Ninetales in the back. So I'm going to throw this body slam. And then I'm able to get to another body slam, but they snuck two fire spins through. They're two fire spins ahead of me on energy. I have to swap out. And I'm hoping that I can Shadow Claw them all the way down here. I do get baited with Weather Ball, unfortunate. Now there is a case to be made. I should no shield this next move because their win con is baiting and then landing an overheat, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Now this was a really stupid play on my part. I thought that I wouldn't be able to get another move off with Greedent. I should have thrown the Dark Pulse because then, as you can see, I'm able to get to this. Well, actually I get farmed down. It was very close, but good game. I had to call one of those Weather Ball baits. Okay, Galvantula in the lead here. Kind of awkward, and Galvantula is kind of a fun, powerful, spicy pick in the Retro Cup. There's really hardly any ground types around. I'm gonna bring out my Regirock onto their Greedent here. Now I need 2 charge moves to knock out this Greedent. So I really want to be able to get off this Zap Cannon first. I let this crunch go through. No defense fell yet. Okay, I'm actually going to go for double Stone Edge here and not reveal my moveset quite yet, because double Stone Edge will be enough to knock out this Greedent, and I'm able to get there before they get to another crunch. Let's see if they want to commit any shields. They do shield up the Greedent. I still have that Galvantula to worry about though. That's going to be kind of tough for my team. They throw Body Slam and then they're able to farm down. So I think at this point I have to, okay, I bring in my Cofagrigus because it's very loaded on energy. I'm able to throw a Dark Pulse and get rid of this Greedent. What are they going to bring in? They bring in the Galvantula once again. I'm going to throw another Dark Pulse. And then swap to my Greedent here. I really should have tried to force a CMP tie or a desync CMP tie here because I need this Body Slam damage off, but they swap out. And it's a Medicham in the back. This is looking pretty rough for Greedent. You can see with the debuff, Greedent just has hardly any play. against this Medicham. It's hardly doing any damage. So I'm going for Body Slam. Body Slam does get stabbed and it hits for more damage here. Have to let this go. They're running Ice Punch Psychic, but I need to get into my Cofagrigus to be able to farm down this Medicham. So I swap right there. Going for the farm down here, and I need to be able to get a move off on that Galvantula. Have to shield up the Ice Punch. And there's the Galvantula. I'm barely able to get to this Dark Pulse, and this should be enough to take out that spider. Oh my goodness, that was a tough game. Galvantula really put in some work against my team. Cofagrigus against Lickitung. This is really not great. Have to swap out again. Gonna go straight into Regirock. And it's met with Oranguru. So I'm going to go for a Stone Edge here. There's a case to be made where I should go for the Zap Cannon on the first move, but it is a lot higher of energy cost, whereas I can get to these Stone Edges very, very quick. So my opponent does shield, and they snuck an Invisible Confusion when I threw that Stone Edge the first time. So really kind of weird lag desync there. They're at 2 foul plays. So I'm going to opt to double shield here, farm up a little bit more, and then throw a Stone Edge. I really want to get switch advantage because I don't want my Cofagrigus aligned with the Lickitung. They bring out the Lickitung once again, and I go straight for this Zap Cannon. Now I should have recognized right here that my Regirock might have had some play against the back and tried to preserve this and gone into my Greedent. Because as you can see, this is a team comp that Coffin does not want to see. It's a Pidgeot in the back. Triple normal. Triple normal. And so my Cofagrigus had nowhere to go. They still have a very healthy Lickitung, and this Pidgeot is really going to do a number on my team here. So they go for Feather Dance because they want to be able to farm me all the way down. But unfortunately, there's really no win con at this point because I know that they're going to be able to Brave Bird my Greedent. There's no way I can Shadow Claw down this Pidgeot. And then I have a full health Lickitung that I have to deal with. So really tough team comp. Cofagrigus had nowhere to go in that team. Well played by my opponent. Definitely a tough team for me to handle there. You'll notice in this video that I'm showcasing losses, and sometimes you build a team and you don't just go instantly on a 5-0 win streak. You have to play it out a little bit and get comfortable with some of the matchups. So one thing that I really firmly believe on this channel is that it's important to showcase losses as well as wins, especially if there's something to learn from the battle. And I am just as human as anyone else, so I make tons of mistakes and I lose battles all the time. But hopefully from now we can all learn together and try to improve our gameplay. Regirock onto Cresselia is fairly neutral here, but the Grass Knot does hit for super effective, which is not ideal. Able to get to another Stone Edge here before this Crest gets to a Grass Knot. That's really good for me. And they unfortunately survive with like 1 HP, and they are going to be able to get to another Grass Knot here. But I'm able to lock on it down. I have switch advantage now. Out comes a Froslass, and this is a little bit uncomfortable for Cofagrigus when Froslass has an energy advantage like this. I know that I can survive a Shadow Ball, but I end up shielding it. And in the back is a Greedent. I swap into my own Greedent. I have energy stored on Cofagrigus, but I know that in the late game that Froslass is going to win the CMP tie if they are able to get a farm down. So once again, I want to stay slightly ahead on energy here. I want to stay over farmed just in case they end up swapping in that Froslass once again to try to catch something. I want to have a crunch ready for it. But I also need to get this Greedent low enough to where a move from my Cofagrigus will knock it out. So kind of an awkward scenario here. Gonna get hit by another Body Slam here. That is a range where one Dark Pulse will knock it out. Out comes the Froslass, and this is why I wanted to stay over farmed. I'm gonna be able to get this crunch damage off on the Froslass, farm it down with the Cofagrigus, and now all I need to do is get to 2 Dark Pulses to take out this Greedent. So there goes the first move, and then going to throw another Dark Pulse to take out this Greedent. By the way, fun fact, did you know that 50% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel? kind of crazy to think about. If you've been kind of lurking in the shadows and watching the videos and been enjoying the content, make sure to click the subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And right there, I don't know if you caught it, but the game that I just won in that previous match counted as a loss. Counted as a loss on my scorecard. That's been one of the most annoying, most recent glitches that has been occurring in Go Battle League, and I'm sure that you all have experienced it as well, is when you win a game, but it still counts as a loss. It's so devastating. Now, Altaria lead, I swapped out immediately here because I wanted to eventually get my Regirock aligned with this. But I go into Greedent, which technically in the 2 shield, Greedent has play, but the Altaria does not need to shield at all until very, very late. So you see me going down 2 shields here, which in hindsight, this was a very terrible mistake. Even though Greedent's going to be able to take out Altaria here, I'm down 2 shields. They're going to bring out Lickitung. I will be able to chip this away with some body slams, but they still have 2 shields, a very healthy Lickitung, which we already know has play against Cofagrigus, and has neutral play against Regirock as well, with that Power Whip to hit for super effective. So going to throw this body slam, and I'm going to get farmed down, which is unfortunate. Barely not able to get to another body slam there. I have to bring out Regirock, and then just hope that whatever's in the back, Cofagrigus is going to have some play against. It's a Galvantula. This is really unfortunate again. I have to immediately go into my Cofagrigus here. Oh, I actually end up catching... I catch a move. This is arguably a mistake. I should have gone into the Cofagrigus immediately, because Galvantula does win the CMP tie, but they're actually opting to overfarm here. And this is a very smart read from my opponent. They know that Galvantula wins the CMP tie. They can farm up to 2 moves here, land one on my Cofagrigus, and then land one on my Regirock. So my strategy of trying to get them to swap out of that Altaria did not work at all. I swapped my Greedent in, and they just stayed in there knowing that they still had a positive matchup. So well played to my opponent. Definitely a misplay on my end there. Another Lickitung lead. Oh my gosh. Saw so many Lick users in the league. Gonna swap into Regirock. And it looks like they're opting to stay in. So most likely this is a Power Whip. I will shield this. I'm wondering if Regirock has play against their back line. Going to throw this Stone Edge. Hopefully they think that this is a Focus Blast. And they end up shielding as well. So because they shielded, I do not want to reveal my second move yet. I want them to still be scared of the Focus Blast, and they end up double shielding. So really good for me. I'm just going straight Stone Edge at this point. I'm hoping that once this Lickitung is out of the picture, my Cofagrigus will have play against whatever they might have in the back. So I let that go. I bring out my Greedent. And they end up swapping to Altaria. Okay, in the 0 shield matchup, this is kind of awkward, because you need to get to 2 moves with Cofagrigus anyway. So there's a case to be made. I should go double Dark Pulse here, because double Dark Pulse would be able to knock them out. They go for the Moonblast. It's the heavier hitting move, and I am able to get to this Dark Pulse, but you see me farming up as much as possible, so that way when the Lickitung comes back in, they don't get as much farm. They end up bringing in Froslass. Okay, that's fine. They don't get as much farm. I farm up here, and then I'm going to throw a Crunch. This will hit for super effective damage. And then I need to land another Crunch. Body Slam is not going to be enough to KO that Froslass quite yet. And so I throw this Crunch after farming up a little bit more. And now we're looking pretty good. My Greedent has a lot of energy and should be able to handle this Lickitung no problem. I just need to get to 2 body slams here to take out this Lickitung. So there's 1 body slam, and I believe Greedent wins the CMP tie against the Lickitung. And you can see the IVs of my Pokemon on the screen there. My Greedent does have a little bit more attack, because this just happened to be the best one that I could find. So we're able to take that game and come back from that Lickitung lead. Good game. Froslass in the lead. This is fairly neutral. We are hitting for super effective, but we actually end up simultaneous swapping there. My opponent has Froslass in the lead, and then they came in with Cofagrigus. So already 2 ghosts that we have seen. Kind of a surprise there. I'm going to let this Shadow Ball go through. And then I'm able to get to another Stone Edge. If they shield this, I will match their shields, but they let it go. And they bring in Froslass again. They're going to get a huge farm here. I'm recognizing that they're getting a huge farm. This is going to be really unfortunate for me. And I cannot swap out. So I think I opt to bring in Cofagrigus again, because I can at least hit for super effective damage. But this Froslass almost has 2 moves. I no shield this first one, hoping that they're going to bait, but no. They go for Shadow Ball. Great play. And then they're able to get to another move. I'm hoping that my Greedent can sweep the back line. We shall see. What is in the back? I've seen 2 ghost types already. So we end up CMP tying here. Have to shield this. I know Crunch will be able to knock out their Froslass here. And they end up shielding, so maybe it's another ghost type. Triple ghost. So I will shield up this Avalanche. I know it hits for a lot of damage. And what is in the back? It's an Alolan Marowak. So they catch the Crunch on the Alolan Marowak. This end game was pretty frustrating here. You'll see it play out. But I know that I need a Crunch for that Froslass still. So I need to leave this game. I need to leave this matchup with a Crunch stored. We get some mutual lag there. They don't sneak a Fire Spin, thank goodness. I throw this Crunch. Now, Body Slam is enough to KO, but I need a Body Slam and a Crunch for the end game. I have the energy. So right here, I try to click the move, I believe. I tried to click the move there, but they somehow got 2 Fire Spins worth of damage, because I survived that first Fire Spin with the sliver of health, and then the game just threw my Greedent away. So unfortunate there, because I knew that I would have had the energy to take that end game there, but okay, that's all right. We are in, I believe, the final battle of the video here against Oranguru. And Dark Pulse is able to hit for super effective on that Oranguru, but I'm going to swap into my Greedent to try to maintain positive alignment here. And I will throw this Crunch. The Dark type attacks do hit Oranguru for super effective damage because of that Psychic typing. I'm down a shield, but I know that Greedent is going to be able to get some super effective chip damage off on this Deoxys, and I really wanted to make sure that I had my Cofagrigus still aligned with this DD. I got the defense fell on that first Crunch, so able to land another move. And they have farmed up a lot here. They Psycho Boost me. I think I end up going into Regirock to try to lock on down. Yes. In the back is a Greedent. So I go for a Stone Edge here. Again, potentially another scenario where throwing throwing Zap Cannon on the first one might be the play, but you see they shielded it there, so that would have been a big waste of energy, even though I get the debuff there. This is tough. I need to eventually land 1 Stone Edge on this, so I know that a Dark Pulse is going to be enough to knock it out. So I'm going to throw a Stone Edge. They shield that one as well. I have to get a Stone Edge to connect on this Greedent. Have to shield this to get this damage off. And then I know that they should be in Dark Pulse range. They sneak another Bullet Seed through right there. Unfortunate. So I swap here. I need to get to a Dark Pulse, but I'm also worried that they might catch on their Defense Deoxys, because they do have energy stored. Very well played to my opponent. GG's to all my opponent. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content. Really tough battles, but I think the team comp, the idea of the team is still fairly sound there. I'll catch you all in the next video.